Hey, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kadash, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. I want to give a double honors to the apostles, a great millstone who has taught me this truth. I want to give a peace and blessings to the I came across the four corners of the earth to teach this truth and risk their life to do so. It's going to be a quick video. Love when the video is edifying. Love when I can get something from this video. Just quick video, man, going in on the wicked, which rules this earth and rules this world. But before I do that, I was listening to a video one of the elders posted in Dallas. You know, one thing I was realizing is that one trick that the elite use, one trick that these heathen use, one trick that Esau uses is dumbing down to people as far as letting them see who he is. So everything is done, majority of things is done in the background behind closed doors, okay? And another thing with that is that if he can get you to believe that the Lord is for everybody, that's part of their agenda, right? If he can get you to believe that the Lord is for everybody, then you won't view him as an enemy. You won't be able to pick up what the scriptures is saying about his plan, what the scriptures is saying about the things that his agenda and the things that he wants to do. Okay. If you have the mind where you think the Lord is for everybody and we're all God's people, then you're off. You're off and you're confused. If you don't know who your enemy is, you won't know your enemy's plan. If you don't know your enemy's plan, right, then you'll fall right into it. You'll fall right into the traps by default, and you'll be a byproduct of his wickedness, which if you are, you're going to be destroyed regardless, whether you know or didn't know. Okay? Because our people have a hard time with, oh, they look like me. So, oh, y'all on the quarter, y'all look like me. So, y'all can't be telling the truth. Y'all not this. Y'all, it's more like a self-hate thing. But if Esau tell you what it is, and Esau tell you what his plan is, and Esau told you who the true biblical Israelites was, you niggas will listen. Because guess what? That's who you praise in this world. You look to Esau more than you look to the Most High. And the only time you look to the Most High is when Esau don't allow you to have your way. That's the only time you hear a nigga mention God, man. Is when he not getting his way in the world. But as long as a nigga got a pocket full of money, as long as a nigga got comfort, as long as a nigga got hoes he fucking, right? You don't never hear this nigga talk about God or morality. You know, that's the difference, man. Because Esau has, man, he created you niggas, man. Now, yeah, by blood, you are Israelites, right? And when I say nigga, I'm talking about the so-called black man, so-called Native American man, and so-called Latino man and woman, okay? So, yeah, you are true biblical Israelites, right? But as far as being a nigga, the creation of it in the so-called culture or black culture or Mexican culture or whatever culture, right? That has been given to you by your fucking enemy. Anything outside of the scripture, as far as how we used to live with morals, principles, living by the law, right? Anything outside of that has been given to you by your enemy for a strategic reason, for his plan, not because but you people would think, oh, he cares, so he gives us this, no, he don't. He don't give you anything to benefit you. Everything he gives you, even if it looks like it's benefiting you, it's really to benefit him on the back end. Okay? That's what it is, man. That's what it is. But guess what? You fall into the ways of the heathen. And I want to tell you niggas this, right? Tell you niggas this, man. This devil is a lot more intelligent than what you niggas think he is. You niggas is worried about rent. You niggas is worried about bills. You niggas is worried about low-level shit, right? You niggas is worried about small shit, right? And he'll feed into what you're worried about. While whole time this motherfucker's manipulating world, the weather and the world and belief systems and trying to implement his beast system. And you niggas look at us like, oh, y'all know what y'all talking about. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Niggas will look at you and project. And look at you and hate what they see. And the hate is projected on you is because, and what they hate and what they say they hate that you have is really because they have it. And they're projecting that shit on you the whole time. You telling the truth. You right. Right? But a nigga will never be able to see that. And the reason why is because he's too busy caught up in projecting, which is also given to you by your enemy. Because you've been taught that, which, I mean, it's in the curses, right? Your brother and I should be evil towards each other. Right? You know? But you niggas, you fell right into the trap. And you niggas think that, oh, I'm going to bear up arms. I'm going to fight against my enemy. I'm going to do it the carnal way. I'm going to fight against Esau and the heathen and bear up arms. And this niggas that know the Hebrew Israelites that say this. Oh, you have no idea how intelligent and what your enemy was fucking blessed with for you to sit here and think that you'll be able to fight against him carnally. Right? You niggas has lost your fucking mind. Right? Another video came out of this nigga breaking down the dietary law wrong, talking about swine is clean to eat, but it's not clean to sacrifice. When scriptures tell you that you shouldn't eat swine's flesh, scriptures tell you that the swine, the pig, is unclean to you. And if you just look it up on what pig do to you, you'll see why the Lord told us not to eat it. Everything with a fucking heartbeat is not edible. But you know who gave you that mindset, nigga? You know who gave you that? Esau. That's who gave you that. And he'll tell you, oh, look, the scriptures say all things were made clean, not knowing what the fuck that's talking about. Because later on in the chapter, it was broken down what the vision was about. But you got our people that's like that, man. For real. And you sit here and you like, this motherfucker. Look at this. See, but a wicked man will find an excuse to do evil, man. And guess what? Not only are you doing it yourself, but you're promoting it. Because when the video came out, it was a boatload of Jakes in there, including a woman cooking that you had, that was following after your leadership that you had going off. Okay? But guess what? The nigga's confident in his wrongdoing. Yeah, this is the Lord's wine. Right, this is the Lord's wine. Yeah, oh, look at that. I soaked it in Coca-Cola for 3 days. You fat bastard. You shouldn't be eating no mother, drinking or eating anything unhealthy, let alone pork. Breathing hard. Blood pressure out this fucking world, man. We call it Yahweh Shai Day. On the day where our people was massacred, and you are of your father, the devil. Niggas see, what happens is you start coming into knowing that you're a Hebrew Israelite, and then pride takes you left. That's what happens. Right? Because now you know something. Now you got something to hang on to. Now you can identify with something. Your whole life, you've been called a fat nigga. Your whole life, you've been told you wasn't shit. Your whole life, you've been made for whatever, man. You wasn't able to identify with nothing, but what was in your surrounding areas, majority of Jake. And then you come into the truth, or you get a wind of the truth. And then you start implementing your nigga ways and mixing and mingling it for leadership purposes and not knowing that you leading people to death. and the blood is on your hands. Because you're sitting here justifying and using the blue letter to justify your wickedness. Look, you say, look, sacrifice. You can't sacrifice it. And he was even saying, because it's, you know, the blood is not pure, the animal is not a good, and you're eating it.
Wisdom of Solomon 2.
Oh, man, you niggas is wild, man. But without further ado, Salaki for the rambling, man. Let me just get into the word. This is Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter. I'm going to start at 1. Wisdom of Solomon 2:1, it says, for the ungodly say reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Now, the ungodly, right, which is the elite of this world, which is Esau, okay, which this, you know, this is talking about the rulers of this current society, right, which are Edomites, and then you have heathen, which are their counterparts, okay? It says, our life is short and tedious, right? They push that YOLO spirit on you, right? That was the do as thou wilt spirit. That's kind of, it mingles, and that's what's being promoted. But what does that cause people to do when you have that spirit out here and you have that type of, when you have that, right? When you promote that type of living, what does it do? Well, it causes people to go off. It causes people to not live morally, because in their mind, they're like, what's the point? You only live once. What's the point? Right? So they have no fear of the Lord. They have no fear of what happens when you don't have a high moral standard. They don't give a fuck. Okay. It says, in the death of a man, there was no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Right, I'm going to jump down to what I got highlighted. Brothers, feel free to read the whole chapter, but for time purposes, I'm going to just jump down. It says, and our name shall be forgotten in time, which indeed their name is going to be forgotten in time. Okay, when you go to Numbers, it tells you when about Balak and Balaam. Right, when you go to Numbers, it tells you that, you know, Edom shall be a possession. Right, it tells you that basically when Yahweh Shai come back, that all the nations will be subject unto the Israelites. Okay, it says, and our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. Right. And when you go to the book of Obadiah, it tells you that there shall be no more remaining of the house of Esau. OK, it says, and our life shall pass away as a trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun and overcome with the heat thereof. Right. But they use this to promote. They promote that to the world, you know. But this is really that's true for them, for Esau, because it talks about that in the scriptures. Right. It says 6. It says, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. See, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Jump down. 10. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Right. Let us spare the widow. Right. Because, and if you look just in the way that they live and the things that they promote, everything is geared toward oppressing who's not going with their agenda, even those who go with their agenda. Right. Because just because you agree with Esau and agree with his agenda and go along and get along, that don't mean that he's not oppressing you. That don't mean you're on his good side. This motherfucker's your enemy regardless. See, but our people have forgotten that. Right. But it says, well, let us oppress the poor righteous man, which is really, it come down to the elect and the 1/3, man. Okay, it says, let us not, because we're against, Lord will not be one of those men, right? We're against the ways of the society. We're against the ways of what's being promoted. By default, we have to be, knowing this truth. But yeah, we're not harming anybody. We haven't killed anyone. We haven't robbed anyone. We haven't stole from anyone. We haven't sold anyone drugs. We haven't, did the things that niggas that go along with their agenda do. Okay, it says, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Right? It says, let our strength be the law of justice. And they use the law to push their agenda. And notice that their agenda is contrary against the Lord's, because they are contrary against the Lord's. But it's you niggas who don't understand that and who don't get that and who refuse to learn that. But yet look at us like we're the enemy. Right? And all you nigglets is you do Esau shit on a small level. Right? You niggas sell drugs. Right? But you got pharmacies. Right? You got pharmacies, man, that cause more damage. But both are wrong. Okay? You niggas call yourself pimping and pandering and all this shit, right? But Esau do it on a major level, whether the girl with it or not, which is called human trafficking. It says, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. It says, he upbraided us with our offending the law, and objected to our infamy, the transgressings of our education. He professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. And we do. Okay? We hope to be. Right? We hope to be, man. Okay? But even our hope is offensive to our enemy, because we're not hoping in the things that he promotes. It's 14, it says, he was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. So this to tell you, right? Our ways is not of the world. Our ways is not of this current fashion or this current way of living. Because Job 9:24. Okay? Scripture said the fashion of this world shall pass away. If it was righteous, why would it pass away? Because Esau, he's in power, but he'll make it seem like he's not in power. Right? This guy, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the climate is, I don't know why it's this. I don't know why it's that. But the whole time, this motherfucker got trying to do man-made earthquakes and all this shit. Oh, I don't know. That was atrocity. Oh, my gosh. Did you see the tsunami that happened? Look at the world hunger. We have to do something about it. But the whole time, this motherfucker done raped and robbed and pillaged everything. The dollar is failing, and because this modern day Babylon is failing and is going to fail through biblical prophecy. But here it is. You want to set up your true agenda, which is that mark. So you can have complete control. You can have complete control over the society. And guess what you use? Guess what you use as your forefront to your doings? You use convenience. Because all the American people, they love convenience. Oh, right? You use convenience. 15-minute cities, you'll be able to go anywhere within this short amount of time. No, they're trying to control you. Who the fuck said anybody wanted a 15-minute city or live in a 15? Who asked you to make it more convenient? See, they'll sell you with convenience, and so you didn't even know you needed a fucking backup camera till you got one. Remember? You remember cars that didn't have backup cameras? Now it's like you can't drive one without one. It's like, damn, I ain't got no backup. I got to turn around. But I remember motherfuckers turning around for years looking behind them. And some of you still need to turn around and look behind you. Oh, I didn't even know I needed this convenience until he gave it to you. But it's really for his And that's a small level, but on a big level, when he gives you something and he forefronts convenience, is really for his agenda. But look, it's going to be easy. You're not going to be able to get your debit card stolen or your credit card stolen. Everything is going to be right here on this little thing as long as you put it in your body. Which you will perish if you do that. The Lord will kill you if you do that. The Lord will destroy you if you do that. And I'm talking to Jake, Israel. It says, 15, it says, he is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits, which indeed they are fake. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness, which their ways are filthiness, right? And you Christians, man, right? Which Esau made you fucking Christians, right? You so love everybody, but when you peel the onion back, you really hate. You're really hating. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's because, like you pastors, for instance, right? Here it is, you'll make a treaty with this devil to not teach certain things that comes out the scriptures. You'll take deals so that you don't have to pay taxes on the money you earn through what you call offering. You'll use scriptures based just to motivate people, to get people there from Sunday to Sunday or whenever you have fucking service. But you look up and you break every law and use, oh, well, we're not saved by the law as an excuse. But just because we're not saved by the law, that doesn't mean we don't keep it. Paul said we establish it to the best of we establish it. That means we keep it to the best of our abilities. There's certain things we're not going to be able to keep, but that don't mean you throw everything out. And then you're so pompous that you will look at someone like me or or the Akim that's telling you the truth, like we don't have any knowledge because we didn't go to the school that you went to, or we don't have a certificate that was given to us by our enemies, when you or the enemy don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Here it is. This place that y'all love is on a decline, and you can't tell your congregation why. You know why? Because you don't understand scriptures. You niggas open up your church houses every New Year's to give people motivation for their goals that they have planned for the new year. But you're not telling these people nothing about what's going to happen. You're not telling your congregation who they are. You're telling these people that the Lord is coming back to save everybody. You're no different than the enemy. You're no different than the enemy, man. Okay? This is Titus 1:10. It says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision." So those of our people, right? Talkers, deceivers, right? Deceive people. Okay? It says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things with which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. Right? You teach these things for money. You teach these things for different things. But you don't teach it for the right way. I mean, for the right reasons. But indeed, it's a punishment for that. Because guess what? If you told the truth, and the truth was truly in them buildings, your congregation would be zero. But you would rather be looked at as God than the Most High. Like then you would rather for you to get the glory than the Most High to get the glory. It's like, that's what I meant to say. And you see it everywhere you go, you know. You see it you go on, you pop up on the TV, go to your grandma's house, and if she watching a church channel, you'll see everybody sitting there looking at this dude like he's a god. Whether it's Creflo, whether it's TD, these different individuals who are not prophets of the Lord. But then you got men out on the highways and byways teaching and preaching his word, telling you what to do, so therefore you can hopefully have salvation in the time to come. And you'll look at us like we don't know what the hell we're talking about. But the Lord said the world hated him, so the world is going to hate us. And that's what you have. Which is fine. It's not a problem. But when destruction comes, understand why. Understand why Jake is going to go through what Jake is going to go through. 2/3 of our people. Okay? But the gates of mercy is still open. Why? Because we're out here teaching and preaching the word still. It's not the famine of the word yet. Okay? It's the famine of the word. It's not the famine of the word yet. But when that time comes, then all hell's going to break loose. Because what? You got martial law. You got, different, earthquakes in diverse places. You have, world chaos, I should say. Drafting, famine of bread, and no money. The grind is going to cease. Like, come on, man. Then you're going to, what happened? Then you're going to look to your pastors and look to the people that you've been following and say, what's going on? And they're not going to have the answer for you because they never had the answer to start. Okay? So with that, Lord, the video is edifying. Lord, I can got something from this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakadash. I want to tell you, brothers, keep pushing on to the next. Shalom.